Hi guys, I'm finally back with the new part of the Django and JavaScript quiz application, and I apologize you had to wait so long. There was a lot of things going on lately. I had to put a higher priority on my own projects that I'm running. Also, I finished my new Udemy course, which is on its way, and there was also an attempt to hack my YouTube channel. So although I don't have a big programming channel, it's actually quite small, still somebody wanted to steal it. So for all my subscribers that have their own channels, yeah, guys, please watch out for hackers, and please in general be careful. I'm also preparing the Django and React.js course and one more tutorial which has to be a secret for now, but more info on those two within 7 to 12 days. Also, I started posting some code on Instagram, so if you have an Instagram account, please check it out. More content coming soon, and yeah, I would appreciate if you could follow me over there as well. And now let's get started with part 5, and let's visualize the results of the completed tests. Alright guys, welcome back. So this is where we finished off the last time. We were able to send some data of our quiz. So to be more precise, we were able to send the answers of our questions that belong to a particular quiz to a view. And over here, let's also be a little bit more precise, to the save quiz view. And right now, if the data comes to this view, all the logic has to be handled, so that at the end we will receive a JSON response, okay? And this JSON response is visible over here in the console. So we have an information, if we pass the test, what is the score and what are the results. And then if we open up the results, we see that we have a question, and then we have a dictionary where we store information about the answer that we checked and the correct answer. All right, so right now what we need to do is to hide this form after pressing the save button so that we can actually display the results over here. Okay, and in order to do this, let's jump back into Visual Studio Code. Let's go to the quiz.js, and the first thing that I'm going to do is to actually access the results. So what I want to do is to access the results over here and store them in a separate variable. So I'm going to write const results is equal to response results. All right, so first of all, we want to focus on the results, but as mentioned before, let's also hide this form. So this was, I think, quiz form, yes. And then we just need to reference the class list and then add the not visible class. All right, so this should basically do the trick. I'm going to comment this console log, and I'm just going to console log the results, because first of all, we want to focus on the results. All right, so let me save this, and I'm going to hit refresh, and let's answer this quiz very quickly. Let's press save, and here we have it. Okay, so the form is gone, and here are the results. So what we are going to do first is to apply the for each method on the results, and we are going to create a div for every result. Okay, so we have 3 results in total, and for every result we are going to create a div element. So let's go back, and in the success block, let's reference the results, and let's apply the for each method. Let's grab a single result, and then what we are going to do first is to define a new variable, and I'm going to call it resDiv, and this is going to be equal document and then create element, and we want to create a div element, right? And as the next step, what we need to do is to figure out what do we want to place in this resDiv. All right, so what I'm going to do is to basically loop through the keys and values of this result. And let's take a look at what we will see in the console. So I'm going to write for, and then I'm going to open the parentheses and then const. Now we need to open up the brackets, write question as the key and resp as the value. and we need to write of object entries, and we need to pass in res, all right? And now I'm just going to console log the question, and I'm going to console log the response, and I'm going to add a separator, console log, and let's say this is going to be the separator, all right? So let's save this and let's see the results. Save, and there we have it. So we have question as the key, and we have as response the correct answer and the answered, okay? So knowing this, we can actually now place something in the div that we have created. And how we can do this? Well, first of all, let's go back. Maybe let's comment this out, and let's refer to this res div, okay? We can write res div and then inner HTML, and we can add a question, just like this, okay? And as the next step, we can create some classes for this div. So I'm going to define them in a separate const called CLS, and I'm going to open an array, and let's say that I want to have a container class. I also want to have a P3, so padding 3. Then I would like to have text light, so I want to have a white font. And let's say I would like to apply H3, okay? So those classes are going to be the same no matter if we have a green div, and the green div is going to be only if we answered correctly, and the red one is going to be only when we didn't answer or provided the wrong answer, okay? So this is something that we want to apply, and now we can write res div and then class list, and we can add those classes that we defined with the use of spread operator. All right, so now we need to check if the response over here is not answered, okay? So if, and then resp is equal to not answered, what we are going to do is to basically write down res div inner HTML, and we are going to add to it not answered, okay? So this question won't be answered. We will see that this particular question, if the response is not answered, will have added not answered. And as mentioned before, we want this to be red. So let's write res div, and let's refer to the class list, and let's add bg danger. Okay, so this is a bootstrap class, and this div will become a red div. And in other case, what we want to do is to write an else, and here I'm going to set const answer, okay, and this is going to be the answer that we provided, so we need to write resp and then answered. Okay, so we are accessing this key over here, and we need to access the correct answer as well. So below, I'm going to write const correct, maybe only, and this is going to be resp and correct, right? Correct answer, sorry, correct answer, yes. Okay, so now we can actually compare these two, but before we do that, let's actually console log the answer and the correct, all right? Correct answer, not correct answer, but correct. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to save this, I'm going to hit refresh, and now I'm going to answer this correctly, so I'm going to place 4. I'm going to answer this one as a wrong answer, and I'm not going to answer the third one at all. So I'm going to press save, and we see only to console logs over here, okay? Because the not answered was handled differently, okay? And we don't see this res div because we actually didn't place it anywhere. So for now, it actually exists, but it hasn't been added anywhere just yet. Okay, so over here, let's focus on this part. We have first answered and correct. So the first one I answered as 4 and the correct is 4, and the other one I answered as 3 but the correct one is 2. All right, so below what we can do is to do another if check. If answer is equal to correct, and then what we want to do is to make this div, this res div, a green div. All right, so we need to write res div class list add, and this time we are going to add bg success. All right, and then let's just confirm what was our answer. Okay, so I'm going to write res div and inner html, and I'm going to add to it with the use of backticks answered, and here I'm just going to place the answer. All right, so $sign answer. All right, so this is the first case. So as the next one, let's write an else statement. So here what we are going to have is again a red div. So what we need to do is to copy this part, and below let's write res div inner html, and let's add to it the correct answer so the user can see where he or she made the mistake. All right, so I'm just going to write correct answer, and here I'm going to put in, I'm going to inject correct. Okay, but then below I'm not done with this res div because I'm also going to place with the use of inner html the answer provided. All right, so next to the correct answer we are going to see the answered, and here we just need to inject the answer like this. Okay, so finally we need to do something with this res div element. All right, so what I'm going to do is to place it directly into the body. So maybe later we will change it, but now let's add it directly to the body. So we actually need to grab the body, and in order to do this I'm going to write document and then get elements by tag name. We need to find get elements by tag name, and I'm going to place body and 0. Okay, and finally we just need to write body append, and we need to pass in our res div. Okay, so yeah, let's see if this will actually work. I'm going to save quiz.js, I'm going to hit refresh, and let's take this test. Save, and there it is. 3 plus 3 is answered 6, that's why we see green. 2 plus 2 is as answered 4, 1 plus 1 is as answered 2. So let's refresh, let's take it one more time, this time with some mistakes. So 2 plus 2 I'm going to answer as 6, 3 plus 3, let's make this correct, I'm going to add this as 6, and this one will be not answered. So I'm going to press save, and there we have it. So we have 2 plus 2, correct answer 4, but we've answered 6. 3 plus 3, we've answered 6, so this is correct. And then we have over here 1 plus 1 is not answered. And now let's go back, and this time to quiz.html. Over here what I'm going to do is to wrap this obj name with b tag, so the quiz name will be now bolded, and below I'm going to add a paragraph. And here what we want to display is the score to pass. All right, and this is going to be obj required score to pass, and I'm going to grab it directly from here. Okay, let's put it over here, and let's add a % at the end. All right, then let's go beneath the form and let's create two divs. So the first one is going to be a div with the ID of score box, and here we are going to display the score. Okay, and then the other one is going to be the result box. So we are going to append the results to this particular div. So result box like this. All right, and let's close off this div. So right now we can save this, and we just need to pick up those elements, score box and result box, in our quiz.js. So let's do it very quickly. Let's do const score box, and this is going to be document get element by ID. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it as score box. Okay, and then let's do the same thing for the result box. Result box, result box. All right, so now we can refer to this result box instead of the body. So let's comment this out, or we can just comment out the body like this. And here, instead of appending res div to the body, we are going to append it to the result box. Result box like this. All right, so as the next step, what we need to do is to check if we passed the test or not. Okay, so we are going to do it a little bit higher, maybe somewhere over here. Let's write score box, and then let's reference the inner HTML. And here, what we are going to do is to use backticks in order to check with the response passed. Okay, because if we go to the views py, over here we have passed is equal to true or false. All right, so we can do a check. If response passed is true, all right, then we are going to simply display congratulations, congratulations. Okay, and in other case we are going to display oops, something like this, oops. Okay, and then we are going to continue. We are not done here. We are just doing the check. If response passed is true, we are displaying congratulations, and here maybe let's add this and a space, and then if in other case we are displaying oops, and then we are just going to write your result is, and then we are just going to put in response.score, because we can access the score because we are returning the score as well. Okay, so let's see if this will actually work. I'm going to save this. I'm going to hit refresh. 3 plus 3 is 6, 5 plus 5 is 10, 1 plus 1 is 2, save, and there it is. Congratulations, your result is 100, and we are missing the percentage, so let's add it very quickly. Okay, and yeah, we have the score to pass over here, and then congratulations, your result is 100. So this is a little bit too big. Let me change this to H6. Let's see how this will work. I'm going to hit refresh, and let's make some mistakes over here. So I'm going to make 3 plus 3 equal to 1, 5 plus 5, I'm going to answer this one correctly, and 1 plus 1, I'm not going to answer at all. Save. Okay, your result is 33%. So we need to round this, and let's go to the response score. Let's write 2 fixed and 2. Okay, so let's see if this will work. 5 plus 5 is 10, 1 plus 1 is 2, or let's make a mistake and let's not answer this one at all. Save, and now it's 33.33. Okay guys, so I think everything is working and we can finish off over here, and we will continue working on this project in the next one. Have a great day and bye bye.